When it comes to games on the Neo Geo, I'd have to say that Shock Troopers is, without a doubt, my favorite. More so than the Metal Slug series, though I do realize that Metal Slug is much more popular. There are many more Metal Slug games, and more of them that are generally good rather than bad. That said, this specific game... Oh, and suppose we'll just play it in English mode because that makes more sense, given the fact that I don't speak Japanese. Using the start button. Yes, Shock Troopers is something I find more interesting than any of the Metal Gear games, and hopefully during this playthrough, I'm not expecting to change your mind, by the way, if you happen to like Metal Slug more. I'm not expecting to make you believe what I believe. My goal is merely to try to help you understand where I'm coming from. And of course, we got a cool little intro for the game. What? Are there 8 characters? Yeah. Oh. How do I... You know, it gave me the buttons, but I wasn't paying attention to the buttons because I was trying to talk, so L1 as in credits. So this is what I usually do for all, like, arcade conversion games, regardless of what. Just start adding in tons of credits. I don't need all of these credits. The game's gonna be over long before I even, like, use up probably 10 credits, let alone 40. But, like, with infinite amounts of quarters comes little responsibility, and I am highly irresponsible with my digital quarters. Okay. And the most convenient thing for all Neo Geo games is they give you a little tutorial of how to play, along with what happens when you're playing it. Now, unlike Metal Slug, Shock Troopers gets played on a more, like, 3D environment versus just a 2D environment. There's no verticality, so to speak, but there's moving along. Okay, so there's 8 characters. For some reason, I thought there were 6. I'm going to choose Lonely Wolf. And I'm going to try to get through all of the characters before just settling on, I think, Milky. So let's choose him. Now you get 3 routes to choose from. The routes actually give you different levels to play through, and you can actually change the routes as you're playing through the game, which makes no real sense. Like, how are you coming in from the west, but then you just can change the jungle? I'm going to go with the mountain route. I don't really remember the details of each of the routes, so you got a gun, and when you get in close, much like Metal Slug, you got a knife. You also got grenades, and each character has their own specific type of grenades. You also got a dodge button. That is the first step towards something that I like about this game more than Metal Slug, is the fact that you have the ability to just kind of roll away from bullets. Of course, you got guns, you got faster machine guns, more powerful, and you also have a grenade button. There we go. Each character has their own specific types of grenades. This character obviously just... I should have probably pressed... instead of the lone version, I should have pressed the other way. That way I can experience more characters faster. But that is the mistake I made. And I will hopefully remedy it upon running out of lives with this character. So you got all different kinds of weapon, three-way, more reminiscent of Contra than anything else. And I'm just kind of wasting ammo, like shooting it at empty space. And there we go. Now I have the other thing to kind of talk about what I like about this game versus Contra. And Contra, actually, versus Metal Slug. And that is the presence of a health bar. The ability to take damage instead of just die when you get hit by a random shot. Just feels more fair. With Metal Slug, it feels like I'm dying left and right. Which you could say, hey, Nick, it's 'cause you suck. Which, sure, this is true. But I'm not willing to play that game long enough to become an expert, let alone this game. And I'm hardly an expert at this game. I don't know why they're gyrating so much. Got the Vulcan, which is an even better machine gun, but it uses up its ammo real quick-like. And you get bonuses for stabbing. Alright, let's get rid of the Vulcan, replace it with a machine gun, and maybe stab some folks? Yeah. I forget that, okay, so when you're holding down the attack button, that locks you into your direction. Damn it, that monkey stole those bananas! And also, you blow up, like, everything, which is nice and cool. I'm probably not going to survive this boss fight without dying, so I might as well... Yep, I might as well use up all my grenades, because 20 grenades, that is a lot of grenades. Like, Metal Slug only gives you 10 grenades. Oh, you think just blowing up the tank is what you gotta do? Okay, yeah, I guess blowing up the tank is just what you gotta do. Get off of me! What do you want? The world is such a beautiful place. It should not be left in the hands of incapable fools. What are you talking about? You will persuade your grandfather to contribute to our cause with his Alpha 301. With the drug he developed, the Bloody Scorpion can condition its legions of invincible troops. We will become the New World Order. Okay, I never said this had a good story. Most arcade games don't. Ooh. Now I can get the bananas. Although, actually, I think I should have just left them there, just to see if a monkey hops onto the train, which would have been interesting to see. And even the grenades, the bullets, the look of the gunfire kind of looks like Metal Slug, so I wonder if the makers of the game reused some of the assets from Metal Slug, because it doesn't seem like it's the exact same producers and directors. But again, this is a history I do not know particularly well. Ooh, Red Ruby blows up everything. Yep. Damn, take that. Ah, they have a knife as well. See, in Metal Slug, you wouldn't be able to dodge through bullets. There are no iframes. There is only death and humorous visuals involving Nazi-like enemies and aliens. Oh. And then there's this song. which is pretty cool. I don't know if I would necessarily listen to it. Oh, yeah, when you're climbing, you don't really have a dodge maneuver, which makes sense. You just kind of have this hop, which is better than nothing. You still have the three-dimensional, the 8-directional shooting. So, it looks like he kind of like lets go of the mountain when he gets shot. Do I still have my grenades? Yes, I do. I shall use them because I think this is my last life with this character, and I might as well use my 20 grenades. Bananas! And another... Nope, you can't shoot the bird. Ah, the bullet doesn't hit your hands. Interesting. Ah! 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 I shot nobody. Whoa! Too much sprites going on for the PS4. Okay, let's continue, but let's choose team instead so we could try out more people. We'll choose... Okay, it's since the names no longer appear, I cannot help you with the names. So I'll choose this girl, this other person, and this other person. Now, not only do they have other grenades, I forgot to mention, they also have different melee attacks. So I'm going to have to try to survive long enough to get to a melee section, as I won't be able to do that on, damn it, on this rope. Otherwise, I'll have to remember to go back to these characters. Although it looks like there's a boss fight going on now, which will... Yep. Yep, character's already dead. I'll have to remember to go back. So now this person has a grenade launcher, just straight on. And I believe they also have fewer shots. I think that was only, what, 10 shots? Now there's a high chance I will die soon against this boss. And then I get to try out this other character, but also miss out on... What was that, a boomerang? Yep. And the boomerang does swing around. It behaves like a boomerang. Ah, it puts the boom in boomerang. Oh, but he survived somehow. You know, that's probably not very good for your budget. Like, just because you can flex your muscles to destroy your shirt... Oh, if you value the girl's life, you had better start working on the Alpha 301 now, my dear doctor. We will not wait for long. Grandpa, no, they're going to destroy the world. Silence. Take her away and lock her up somewhere. Grandpa, Cecilia. Just lock her up somewhere. I don't care. You pick the cell. So yeah, if like you probably have to spend a lot of money on shirts if you're constantly flexing out of them. Yeah. Ah, damn it. Now I have to stab one of them. Yep, he just punches. Which makes sense for his character. it makes sense for a guy who flexes his way out of shirts. And there I go again, wasting bullets in this random lava stage. Ooh, the Buster. What does that do? Oh, yeah. It sets people on fire and it kills them. Ooh. It makes people dance while being on fire. And they die. Get bomb. Vulcan? Sure, why not? You only live 1,000 times. See, you got a weapon like the Vulcan, then it doesn't really matter how much an opponent can dodge. That was an evil forklift, used for the purposes of evil. No, really, like, which one of these employees, which one of these enemy bad guys here is using a forklift? Like, are they like, hey, you gotta fork over some of those explosive barrels? A hero might come. There's another forklift, again, not being used. Which is good, because they would have lost not only what was on the forklift, but the forklift itself. Ooh. That was a lot of punching. Yeah. I was expecting those three to somehow get it shot at me, but nope. Just a lot of punching. Although this game, I think, does a good job in regards to... Okay, let's stick around, see if the monkey always pops up to steal bananas. The bananas just disappeared. I'm not sad because I wasted bananas. I'm sad because monkeys don't constantly appear to take bananas. And I'm dead. Okay, so let's choose team. And we're going for this person, and that person. She's got a direct missile launcher and an assault rifle. Oh, well, alright. I was gonna say, that was a little bit easier than I expected. Okay, so she's got a knife for her melee. Ah, damn it. Alright, let's switch characters to this guy, who uses a bow with explosive arrows. So basically, he's Turok. Yep, and the guy's dead. Yeah, that victory dance. A little bit on the racist side. I'm just saying. Oh, and a snowmobile scene. Oh wait, I forget, you don't actually fight on a snowmobile here. Familiar sort of smell. Gliding like wind, no problem. Gung-ho! Oh, you only get responses from the surviving team characters. That's interesting. Oh yeah, and I have to find out what his up close. It's a knife. Okay. And that guy, he just wants to keep warm. He's by the barrel. There are flames in the barrel. He just wants to stay warm, and then people are just walking up to him and shooting him in the face while he's minding his own business. Is there no room for peace? Nope. I didn't go into a flaming barrel yet until this point. Oh, and I got grenaded. But I might just kind of let myself die so I can switch characters. Just try out the next one. Oh, he also has a knife, but he has a gun that for some reason has 2 barrels. Now, functionally, I would imagine this just means he has a wider spread for his shots. As for grenade, he has it's a poison gas. So let's see if I can get a group of guys in front of me. Yep. Just chokes everybody out. Somehow it damages tanks. You'd be like, how does a gas damage a tank? But you don't realize that tanks in this world breathe oxygen just as much as we do. They are living things and deserve their own salary and social security benefits. But that's the magic of video games. Oh. And thus I'm surrounded temporarily. I think there's still 1 or 2 characters I haven't tried yet. And also there's still a couple characters that I haven't really seen their animations of. Why are they hiding people in snowmen? Is it because they wouldn't expect... They're like, the enemy would never expect me to hide somebody in a snowman. Let's take... Oh, it sets me on fire. Let's take another hit. And let's switch characters. And there. So, team. Okay, so there's this last person, and then I haven't seen this person stabbing, and this person stabbing. And we should got super tough big girl. Which is far more progressive for its time. Oh, and she got a rocket launch. She's only got 8 rocket launcher shots, 2 of which I just missed right in a row. And she also got a knife. Very slow movement speed. So it's a little bit tricky to try to kind of get in for those. A little bit trickier to get in for those knife shots. But let's use up the last of that rocket launcher ammo. And I guess let's switch characters. No, I shouldn't switch characters too quickly, because the point of bringing in those other characters was to check out their stabbing animations. Let's see, so she also gets 10 grenades. All of these guys seem to just survive their vehicles blowing up. Leader, we are under attack! Idiots, they shall pay for this! Insolence! Let's get rid of him a little bit quicker, that way I can get in for I believe, yep, she does. When she gets up close, she just pulls out a pistol, which I think is an interesting switch. Like, instead of just giving everybody knives, some people punch, some people stab, and then some people pull out a pistol for those up-close kills. Damn it. Although it looks like she is not going to last longer in this world. The red ruby also affects environmental objects. Interesting. Oh yeah, I haven't tried the flamethrower yet, which is effective, but not that great looking. Not that great looking at all. Okay, so I'm going to switch characters, that way I can try out the other last character's stab. And it's just a stab. Not particularly exciting. Oh yeah, this one had the rocket. So yeah, that was all 8 characters of Shock Troopers. Largely, they behave similar to each other just for their basic weapons. Just some of the grenade types are a little bit different. I don't know what was going on when I arrived. Maybe he was acting out his favorite scene from the movie Silence of the Lambs. We will have to find out some other time. Nope. And obviously there are the differences between the characters just by their looks. But it's pretty much just the grenade type that really effectively switches them apart. Whether you want something that is a little bit more direct, or something that hits kind of like an area. And there should be a tank coming in. And this will be the last of the regular... Nope. A giant... No, I've been defeated. Okay. So now that I don't have to switch characters, I'm just going to choose her for the rest of the game because I like the grenade type. Also choose Q. Oh, son of a... Try to dodge some bullets, and then other bullets are like, no way. And of course, there's the theme, both consistent with this game and Metal Slug, is you've got bosses that last forever. Nope, and you get your final fight against this guy. But he has the ability to dodge, which makes him a little bit more annoying. So I'm just going to kind of unload, use also classic Metal Slug strategy, is unload every single grenade you got, because you're going to be coming back again to have even more grenades. Oh, she has only 15 grenades when she starts up. It looks like it's only that first character who starts up with 20 grenades. And he's defeated. And now the final level, which is the same regardless of which path you take. You know, it's a good thing they put that chain there, because otherwise it would have taken half a second for me to shoot my way through instead of just a whole second. I probably should use my grenades on this guy, because he seems... Nope, I killed him right when I used my grenade. Jam it. And now they have lasers for some reason. You know, for a second there I thought just shooting aimlessly at the top of the screen was going to be a waste of ammo. But then somebody just showed up, because that's how many people are coming at you at this level. Although this is the end of the game, so it makes sense. It makes sense for you to be surrounded. Oh. I don't know what their plan was, but it was not a very good plan. Let's all just kind of run directly towards you at the center of the door. I must admit, the bloody scorpion suffered heavy losses. For this, mankind shall face terror it has never felt before. Remember, the bloody scorpion will never cease to exist as long as I live. Okay, so that seems to be, so if I kill you, the bloody scorpion will... And then, I guess you presume that the bad guy gets on a plane, so you have to jump onto the plane, and then have a fight on the plane in the middle of the sky. And the plane is named the Bloody Scorpion. It's a little ridiculous, but then again, just about everything about this game is. Which is okay. Plus you got that nice scenic view of the moon in the background, so there's that. And it's a good thing blowing up these cannons doesn't seem to affect the trajectory of the flight, because that would be bad. Like, you tried to storm this plane and then you caused it to blow up. No, I have been defeated. See, that's the problem when you have an infinite amount of credits, is you just don't care about your livelihood. Unless, I guess unless you're the kind of person who cares about score. I don't necessarily care about my score when I'm playing a game. Even if the score actually revolves, even if you have to hit certain scores to progress in the game. Like, there have been games in which I've tried to play, and then it's like, no, you have to beat your score if you want to unlock more levels. And then I'm like, okay, so I guess I'm done playing. When he takes off the cape, you know he's serious. Now, he's got a little bit more directions to his shots. That's what makes him dangerous. Oh, and he's got missiles that he can rain down on you. But I have a weapon to defeat him that he cannot... He just can't fight against. Oh, and he also has his sword. And that is an infinite amount of credits, and thusly, an infinite amount of grenades. It is truly the final boss's deadliest weakness. Also, she looks kind of like Aeris from Final Fantasy, just with red hair. I kind of like the explosion in this shot. And the figure in the parachute is kept very vague, so they don't have to model it depending on who you play as. However, there is ending screenshots that are specific for the character. I guess they just figure they couldn't afford one for all the parts. Peaceful days are finally restored. The tender sunlight shining through the window, the calm breeze, song of birds. Happiness is made up of such trivia. The terrifying memories will remain with me forever. But I shall also remember the feeling of gratitude to the people that fought bravely for justice. And you'll never know what they also fought for. And gave me back the happiness I feel. And she gets, I think her character's name is Milky, gets her own final screenshot. And there's Grandpa, wearing his lab coat for some reason. And thusly, Shock Troopers. It's not a long game, none of those games really were. But there is variety that can be gained from playing it through different paths. Going to the valley path, the third path. It was a long time ago. You can understand why I might not remember what the other path was from such a long time ago. But there's some variety to be gained through it. And after I purchased the game I actually didn't play the game until it was released on the Switch. And after playing it there, I immediately played it through the other paths, the other characters, because I just find this game to be a lot of fun. So I hope you at least understand why I might like this one over Metal Slug. If you don't still, then that's okay too. I still suggest at least giving it a try. There is a sequel to this game called Shock Troopers 2. It is awful. Oh, also, why does it say poo on the left side of the screen? This game is filled with mysteries. Thank you for watching. Questions, comments, recommendations for something to play next? Comment down below or send it on over to itsoundedgoodonpaper@gmail.com. That's itsoundedgoodonpaper@gmail.com. So long for now.